Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Just Plain Living. I am Just Plain John Gray.
There's nothing plain about you, John. I'm Peggy Burton. Good morning.
And I'm Jim Fuller. Here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Here we are, wide awake, ready to go.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Country show's over with.
It's done. Thank goodness it's put to bed for a while.
Horse show is on its way.
It is. Starts Thursday night. We got our colleague Jerry Harris is here today. He's going to tell us a little bit about the Wednesday morning. Okay, I got that wrong. That shows why he's the expert then.
So they're gonna start showing horses Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
Well, that's
and
good.
This, you know, folks, this is the World Grand Championship. So
Is there any drama going on like there has been in the past?
Oh yeah, there's drama.
there'll be drama, but I'm sure it's going to be overcome.
Good.
You know.
Yeah.
Mr. Harris will probably speak to that
Yes, he
here a
will.
little bit.
Yes, he will.
He probably will. He probably he'll have a wealth of knowledge for us about the horse industry.
And there was an art opening this week, right?
Yes, there was.
And
Art
did that go
Mulkey.
well? I feel.
And yes, yeah, it did.
And
Known by most of us that have been around here for years and years as Butch.
Right. And has he just recently moved back
Moved
here?
back, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Good.
Yeah, he's moved back and taking care of his mother. And I think he is a chiropractor.
Chiropractor, right.
And I think he is located in an office here in town. I don't know exactly which one it is.
It's the family chiropractor.
Is it? Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Everett?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So he'll be doing some work over there.
Right.
But he's also a talented artist.
Mm-hmm.
Media. He's more of a media
Right.
artist. He uses materials
to put pieces
put
together,
pieces together
that are
and
artistic.
make things.
It's interesting
sense.
how some people can do that. They can pick up just bits and pieces of. I can do that, and it looks like somebody's picked up bits and pieces. That's what it looks like, but he can do it, and it looks like a piece of art.
It's like an angel,
Isn't
or
that
it looks
great?
like what it's supposed to look like. Yeah.
That talent amazes me. I think that is really wonderful.
You know, I saw something this morning on. I was watching Channel 4. Speaking of art, and there was this guy named Randy Owen.
Mm-hmm.
Who made it a little bit in the music industry, and of course I thought they were talking about Randy Owen of Alabama,
Right.
Well, yeah.
the group Alabama.
That's where I heard of
but
Randy
that's
Owen.
not
Yeah.
who it was. It was another fella, and he decided he really didn't like the music industry. What he liked is cheesecake,
That's
and
what we all like, isn't it?
he is making cheesecake in Nashville. To the point, Randy's Cheesecakes is what it is, to the point that he goes and makes them and sells all of it. Wherever he goes, he puts them out,
And
cuts
they all are sold.
them in chunks, big slices, and he said most people come back and get another piece. And
great.
so he's getting ready to open his own
And you know, people
a storefront.
that think they can't have a job should think of things like that.
And they call it art
Yeah.
because when his cakes come out of the oven,
They're artistic.
they look good, smell good, taste good. That's an art in itself.
Sure it is.
So, but it's kind of funny how art is perceived.
I am still thinking about this TV show I saw last night with 3-year-olds dressed up like Dolly Parton or
Oh, yeah,
porn
that's
stars.
a huge deal.
What is that about?
It's a huge deal. You know.
It's repulsive.
That is just
what it's
taking me
about.
into a state of shock because somebody's calling it talent. Is that talent?
I don't know, but the one I saw,
that's child abuse.
The one I saw, and this was a discussion yesterday on the Today Show. There was this young girl, and they're from they're redneck. They call themselves redneck. This little girl is about this tall, and she's very pudgy.
Yeah.
And her mother and everybody's pudgy. And they put her in these contests, and she'd have a little cowgirl hat on and stuff, and her belly hanging over the top of it. And it's taken. Now there's a reality show about this family.
Yeah, it's Honey Boo Boo, isn't it?
Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah.
And it shows Mama going
I
to the
am going to
store.
gag.
Mama going to the store
This is making me ill.
with food stamps.
Oh my
And
gosh.
stuff, and they're diving in a mud puddle. They don't have a swimming pool. They've got a big hole dug, and it's full of water and mud.
They're diving in the
and they
mud
dive
puddle.
off the bank into the mud hole and play in the mud hole. And the discussion was exactly what you said. is this child abuse.
Yes.
That they are taking this young girl and using her to generate income to
I
that
think it's
family.
child abuse, and I think anytime you exhibit little people in a way that is not good, I think it's child abuse. If you put a little child out there dressed up like a porn star, of course it's child abuse. Every pedophile in the country is watching it.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is Peggy's opinion.
There was a discussion about this little girl.
Yeah.
About that the mother was a good mother and she took care of this little girl. One of the professionals said, and the other one said it was ridiculous. But that's what's out there, folks. That's what you see.
Well,
when you
reality
turn on
TV is a happening thing now.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So.
That's why the cable networks are doing so good with their programs.
Yes.
I know.
And I think the cable networks have been very smart, like USA and Family and the different ones, because TNT, they have developed programming for the summer when normally is rerun time for the networks. So they have these really cool shows that come on, and obviously a lot of money put into them. They're very well done. Suits and Burn Notice, and the one about the Hamptons, the doctor in the Hamptons, and all these different shows that are on there that are very, 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 very well done, and they're short season shows.
Yeah, and some of them I think make it to the big time.
They make it to the big time.
Well, they are big time.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
some
they
of
are
them
big
picked
time.
up by networks later on. If they
No, they don't let them go to network. They don't want them to go to network.
Oh, really?
No, they're Ted Turner, TNT is network.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let him buy ABC or NBC, so he just built his deal bigger than theirs.
Compared to us, they're networks.
Oh yeah, they are network. It's just that they're not over the air. They're over the cable.
Yes.
But those companies are doing magnificent work, and the one that's about political animals that was just on with Sigourney Weaver, and it was about politicians, and I mean Sigourney Weaver's on here, and it's on cable, and it was like a 6 or 8 week run right before the political season. It's coming up now about politics and.
Right.
And it was very impressive. Had some big stars on it. So, it's happening everywhere.
And, politics of this being a presidential election, your politics are huge. And,
oh yeah.
And I find it amazing in the political arena that probably 90 to 95% of the people have already made up their mind, about who they're going to vote for, and yet it's a lot of that's about the electoral vote count, but as far as there's
like who they're going to vote for, they've decided.
But the popular vote is like within 1 or 2%. And they're spending millions of dollars.
I know. I keep saying, take that money and pay the national debt.
They're paying millions, spending
pay
millions
some
of
roads.
dollars.
Yeah.
And
create some jobs.
There's only about 5% of the people that they're going to swing one way or another. The rest of them have already know. They're so polarized. They're going to, for instance, you see a few political ads for president in the state of Tennessee, but it's over.
Yeah, it really is.
In Tennessee, it's over.
We know.
Who's
going
to get those electoral votes. So
yeah,
and
because a lot of it's down party lines.
Yeah, and I think
no matter who the candidate is.
Yeah, and probably Florida is still in the hunt. I mean, it could go either way. Probably Ohio, Wisconsin, maybe Pennsylvania. But a lot of this is you can almost count the votes. I mean, they count the electoral votes already.
Yeah. Unless the general public, because of it being the president they're voting on, comes out and changes their mind about what they want to do.
Well, in Tennessee, that's not going to happen. They're just so polarized in Tennessee. You're either one way.
You are or you aren't.
Yeah, and you can. Almost.
So in other words, we really got no choice.
You can bet the farm that the electoral votes in Tennessee are going to Romney. You can just bet the farm on that probably right now, which is not the case in some other states,
but it's the case here.
Yeah, you're probably correct on that.
I just hope that people that vote think about it, regardless of who they vote for. But I hope they have a reason.
Yeah.
You know,
and vote.
I hope it's more than, okay, he looks good, he looks better. You know what
He's
I mean?
got money and he does.
Oh, I know. I think it
that.
definitely is, and I think Tennessee over the years has become a very conservative state because this is a state that didn't even vote for Al Gore, who lived here, who was from here, and you know,
that would have, well, he won anyway, supposedly, but that would have surely
well, Tennessee would have
difference.
made the difference. There wouldn't have been all that controversy.
Yeah,
They voted for somebody
well, you know, it's something that also happens in the fall right now. It's football. And, you know, Tullahoma Wildcat football started off last week, and they got beat by McGavock, and they're a young team. It's going to be exciting to follow, to see how they change, because Coach John Olive and his staff will find a way to win some football games.
You know, and
it's always interesting.
They got a new quarterback this year, and I thought he did a pretty decent job.
I mean, he's been quarterback for 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Right, exactly.
Oh, wow.
He's a senior.
But
Last time he threw a football was probably sometime in junior high or in
that's pretty amazing.
In Pee-wee football. But, you know, he's doing a pretty good job.
You know, on the other side of the coin, Coffee County lost last week as well to Bedford County, or to Shelbyville, and you know,
who has a powerhouse?
Who has a powerhouse, and you folks that live in Shelbyville are going to have a great year.
Oh yeah,
they have a running back over there who will probably go to he'll be a Division I player.
Yeah, and on the other hand, you know, Coffee County has a great running back too. Who I think is just a junior.
Rozier, he's a junior.
And so, you know, there's a lot of excitement out there, even though you may not be getting that win every week. So,
and Tullahoma has Trey Burke, who's an exciting back who can make things happen. And you know, we just want you to remember that the John Olive Football Show is on every Saturday morning live at 8 o'clock, replay Saturday night at 8:30 and Sunday at 3, and it's followed by the Lee Davis Show, which is the Manchester Red Raider Show.
Right.
So you can catch those shows on Channel 6 on our network, and also everything we do is on Facebook and YouTube, so you can go up on the web and watch everything. They can see this show right here. They can see What a Horse. They can see the football shows. Anything we produce,
they can see it on. That's good.
Watch it around the world. And your advertising goes around the world as well. And let's look at some of that right now, and then we will be back with our first guest.
Hi, I'm Kayla Thompson. For the past 15 years, you viewed my father's commercials and watched us grow up. We're here today to say thank you for your continuous support and introduce the new faces of Thompson Ford.
Lori.
Josh.
Olivia.
Nick.
Michael. Nathan.
Even though some of us are going off to college or moving away, we just wanted to say that you can always count on a Thompson to be a part of the community. Come and see us at Thompson Ford, Tullahoma, Tennessee. Thank you.
Our office used to look like this, but now with My Paper-Free Office from R.J. Young, it's easy. We've made all of our files electronic and stored them in our virtual filing cabinet, which gave us tons of space. And Bob here, a big promotion. Melissa can pull files in minutes and spends hours on Facebook. And Kyle's confidential files stay confidential.
We're not totally paper-free, right? Thank you.
My Paper-Free Office from R.J. Young. It's that easy.
Wherever good can overcome, that is where your contributions to the Salvation Army go.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As most of you folks who live in this area probably already know, the Walking Horse National Celebration is starting this week in Shelbyville, Tennessee. And that's kind of a part of our programming here on Charter Channel 6, because we've got a show called What a Horse. It's on every week and talks about the walking horse industry and brings you video and such. We're pleased to have joining us now our colleague and partner, Jerry Harris, who is kind of heads up that department and heads up the show What a Horse. This is a big week, Jerry, for the walking horse industry.
The trainers are definitely making a statement
we're very involved over there. We're doing, we're providing a stream to the barns, and we have hired a Dean Johnson Video out of Mount Pleasant, Tennessee, and they will be doing the class videos, single horse videos, and then we're doing a live stream over the internet.
Right.
And of course, we will be doing What a Horse News every morning for the celebration, that to replay the previous night's shows and show a lot of victory passes, because we got a lot of great horses, and that's what people's got to realize, that if they go to the celebration this year, they're going to see some great horses, irregardless of everything else that's going on.
What a Horse News, by the way, is What a Horse Celebration News, by the way, comes on at 7 o'clock every morning here on Charter Channel 6, and recaps some of the exciting moments from the previous night, and all through the celebration, so you can always tune in, and if you didn't get an opportunity to be there, and check that out at 7 o'clock.
Correct.
Live throughout the celebration here. And as Jerry said, you can also, it is streamed on the internet. So you can
streamed on the internet, whatahorse.com. Last night, you know, I've kept getting phone calls, people registering for that, which a lot of people, I've already got calls this morning for the show that people want, to have the barns hooked up. And so we've got a lot of people. We will be over there doing a whole lot of videoing. Matter of fact, a new organization called TWSHO has hired us to video all the inspection process, which is going to be a big deal this year. It's very under scrutiny, so we're going to be there videoing and taking care of that.
Well, what was that organization called? TWS?
TWSH Show is for the Tennessee Walking Show Horse.
And that's an organization that actually promotes the Tennessee Walking Horse, right?
Well, they promote the compliant Tennessee Walking Horse, and Jimmy, that's where we're at now. Irregardless of what people see on TV and everything, if you go to a walking horse show today, you're going to see some of the greatest looking horses you've ever seen. And irregardless of what different groups like the Humane Society wants to say, they even made suggestions to be done that have been in force for 5 years, but they're coming out like they're just now doing it. There's so many changes that have been made that it's just unbelievable. Show the HIO that's affiliated with the celebration.
And let's interject here, because remember, we're talking to a lot of people that don't understand the walking horse. HIO means they're
a horse inspection organization. Right, okay. That every event should be affiliated with an HIO. That's what the people would like. Now, we did have a show here a while back that did not affiliate with a HIO, and what was strange, the USDA went to that show and then left that show, which was unaffiliated, and went to a show that was affiliated, which to me made no sense. I mean, it's kind of like, if you know what I'm saying is,
right.
They keep saying that they know nothing about outlaw shows, which that was not an outlaw show. But we've got, they've been given more proof than all that there are shows that go on that are unaffiliated. But now Show has affiliated many, many shows this year, done a fantastic job. And right now, the trainers, the job they have done that with their horses and the caliber of horses that are going into the ring, it's just, people believe me, if you go to the celebration this year, you're going to see some of the best horses that you have ever seen in your life.
And, this might be a good time to, because a lot of people are not as close to the industry as I know you are, Jerry. This might be a good time to point out the fact about the Humane Society of the United States. I'll just come up and say that, because they obviously have been on a campaign to discredit the Tennessee walking horse industry, and maybe their motivations are founded on
money.
Something, but it does appear that what they're in it for is to raise money from people who really don't understand the full story.
Well, let's look at the facts. Now, I mean, there's the cold, hard facts. The video that they've used to beat us over the head with is very abusive.
But by the way, at this point, let's point out that had nothing to do. That had nothing to do with the celebration.
Nothing to do with the celebration, and it had nothing to do with any other trainers.
Right.
It was one isolated event of horse abuse. And what people don't realize is there was not one HPA violation.
That's the Horse Protection Act.
No, there was no violation in that whole video. But what is more disturbing to me than anything is Keith Dane, who is with the Humane Society of the United States, got on Channel 5, sat there, and he talked about how these horses were abused, beaten, attacked and everything, and tortured day in and day out. And that he brought out this video for the horse. Well, now, just honestly speaking, folks, if he was bringing out that video for the horse, why did he wait over a year to bring it out when he had the video? It would have done just as good a job of protecting the horse. Matter of fact, it would have done a better job because he would have got him out of the barn quicker. But he chose to sit on that video for over a year. Over a year, and then comes out and tells everybody we did it for the horse. I got a problem with that. If I see a man beating a child, I'm not going to wait and come back 13 months later and say, hey, don't beat the child.
It almost sounds like that it's a strategic plan here to raise money and hit it right before the celebration.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, it was planned. They pulled out this other one in May right before the fun show. They could have pulled it out last year in March when they actually took that video.
But the reality of the matter is, just so everybody out there knows, the vast majority of the horses, they all go through their inspection, get inspected before they go into the show ring, but the vast majority of them are passed, some with some phenomenal rate.
I tell you how it is now. During 4th of July weekend, we had a VMO come in that's supposed to be the toughest in the market.
Now that's a VMO is a
veterinary medical officer.
He's with the USDA.
Right. He inspected this particular horse and passed it. Then the Lewisburg-Pulaski weekend, another VMO, veterinary medical officer, turned that horse down on scar rules. Said the horse's feet was so scarred it couldn't show. Then 6 days later, VMO passed the horse in Fayetteville. Now, I don't know. I got scars on me, and they don't go away. So that creates a problem. So it's all, it's who you listen to.
And it's almost like the process itself is so subjective that it's difficult to have any kind of consistency here in the process, particularly when it's coming from the USDA. And I'm not saying they're bad people at all. They're exactly what, they're trying to do the right thing, but they don't see the horses on a regular basis like the industry's own inspectors.
If the walking horse industry was at fault with anything, it's the fact that, a lot of people say, well, it's not true, I ain't going to worry about it. A lot, and I'm talking about a lot of what was said about the walking horse industry just wasn't true. And people just say, hey, I ain't paying no attention to that. But when you've got someone out there like the Humane Society of the United States, now this is not the American Humane Society, this is a spinoff from what the Humane Society is supposed to be for battered women, children, and animals. This is strictly, let's put some money in the bank so we can put some money in our retirement. Has nothing to do with the horse. If it did, them horses would have been out of there last year.
All right, we are out of time, but again, the celebration starts Wednesday.
Wednesday morning.
And it runs for 11 days, I think.
11 days. Got morning classes, night classes, and a whole lot of good walking horses.
Okay. And it's a great atmosphere over there, a lot of great horses, and it's an event that's truly a huge event for the
74 years
for the state of Tennessee, and has a major economic impact on the area that we live in.
Millions, and I'm talking about 40 million
right.
in 2 weeks.
So,
amazing.
If you get a chance, stop by and, and check it out over
there. Come in, buy a hot dog, visit one of the concession stands, because all the charities run the concession stands.
There's how many charities, real quick?
14.
14 charities.
14 charities are supported by the celebration.
Benefit from that. So stop by if you get a chance. If not, you can tune in right here on Charter Channel 6 at 7 o'clock every morning for replays of the previous night, the highlights, rather, of the previous night. Jerry, thanks for stopping by today. I know you're busy today, but
I'm on the run.
But he's having fun.
I'm having fun.
All right, we're going to take a moment to acknowledge our fine sponsors. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Times have changed since Traders Bank first opened our doors in 1889. Back then, online banking meant people were waiting ahead of you. And technology? The word hadn't even been invented yet. Even though banking has transformed over the years, at Traders, one thing has never changed. Friendly smiles, a neighborly hello, and a sincere appreciation for our customers. When a Traders employee says, "You're welcome," you are, and you always will be. Traders Bank, you're welcome. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
These are the children who had no chance. They're known as Brazil's street kids. They wander the streets dying by the thousands from drugs, AIDS, and bullets. Most of them have been abandoned, left to survive on their own. These children needed a place to go. I had to do something. So I brought it up at Rotary. People heard about what we were doing and asked how they could help. Together, we raised funds to give them a home and open the school. They're learning a trade. Now hundreds of kids have a family and a future. They're contributing to the community because Rotary believes in making things better for everyone.
Rotary is making a difference right now.
They have hope.
Rotary gives people an opportunity to help.
Okay, folks, welcome back. We're getting ready to talk with some great folks about something that's really, really, really exciting going on in Tullahoma. And I've sort of tagged it Cyber School, because what it is Tullahoma is working its way toward doing all of their textbook work online. And I have Susan Sudbury here and Greg Carter, and they're the ones that have been informing everybody about this, from City Hall all the way to being on Tom Corrington's show, and we just can't get enough of it. So you're back to tell us some more.
I am. It's exciting. We're here to talk about Google Apps for Education. Basically, Google Apps are an online suite of collaboration and integration tools. Every employee in Tullahoma City Schools, every student in Tullahoma City Schools has access to this free Google Apps account, which includes Gmail, Google Documents, Google Groups, Google Calendars, and the list goes on and on. Up to 67 apps that we have free access to.
I explained it to somebody. It's a Microsoft Office in the sky, but it's free.
Exactly. And it's not...
That's amazing.
It is. It's not a particular software family, so it doesn't matter if you want to work on a Mac or a Chromebook or an iPad or a PC. It doesn't matter.
A what book?
A Chromebook.
Shows you how much I know, folks. Give us a little overview again of what's taking place in education in Tullahoma and other places, I'm sure, about how the student will receive their information versus how they've been doing it in the past.
The classroom teacher wanting to incorporate Google Apps within their classroom, wanting students to type papers or create a presentation, or getting the kids to activate their Google account. We have it set up for all students in grades 4 through 12, and we can set up students in grades K through 3, but we felt right now 4th graders and higher was probably the best place to start. They're getting them logged into their account so that students can create their Word document, their presentation, all free of charge. And the teachers are doing this.
And that's the first step in being able to transition to the digital textbooks. Once the students have that account,
and have a rudimentary understanding of how to operate the system.
They understand it better than us most of the time.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, that's true.
That setting everyone up with those accounts is the first step in being able to push out the digital textbooks to the students. So it's an integral step. Plus, it's exciting just right now, the neat things, collaboration kids can get into in the classroom. They can argue on paper.
Right.
Do a lot of things that we do in the business world.
They can argue with somebody in China.
Right. They can get input from someone in China when they're studying world history. Incorporate it into their presentation and then share it with the folks back in China and use Google to translate it into Chinese.
Exactly.
It's a Brave New World by Huxley is a book that everyone like me, if you don't remember reading it in school, you need to go read it again now because we're there. Aren't we?
We are there.
We are there.
Just to give you an idea of Google Gmail, students have 25 gigabytes of space. They would have to receive over 500,000 emails in order to fill that up. And again, this is all free. Students need an email address to apply for college applications, scholarships, various things. They have this free now available to them to be able to use. There are Google Documents. We always had the problem with a student creating a file on their Mac using Notes to be able to create that. Come to school, they weren't able to open it up on this teacher machine. Now with Google Drive or Documents, they're able to create that, and it doesn't require a certain computer or a certain piece of software in order for the students to be able to print that out, turn it in, or share it with the teacher. They can eliminate a lot of the paper with these Google Docs.
You know, and that's really pretty cool, because one of the issues we've had as a television network and a television station is the creative process, and education has always been sort of a Mac-driven entity, but the rest of the world is not. And you know, business has been Bill Gates and that what is it? PC versus Mac. Business has always been PC, and when you get somebody that's artsy that tries to send you something, you can't open it. So now that problem is disappearing.
Exactly.
With what you're talking about here.
And students, the word has gotten out about their Google accounts, but in case a student has not activated theirs, there's a standard format that we're using for their Google accounts. It is their legal first name dot their legal last name at TullahomaCitySchools.net. They have a temporary password of Tullahoma, and once they log in using that password, it's going to require them to change it. So they are the only ones who will know what that password is. So it's secure for them.
What percentage of your student base has machines or equipment to allow them to be active in this personally?
I'd say there's two answers. One answer is almost every one of them, because they've all got a smartphone, if nothing else. And everything we're talking about can be driven and done on a smartphone. Doesn't matter whether it's an iPhone or a Droid or anything else.
So all those kids, most of those kids have smartphones?
Yes.
Oh yes, they have better phones than we grown-ups have. The second answer, that's the better answer, is we're not sure what's at home, and we're going to be doing a survey system-wide to find out what the Wi-Fi access or internet access is at home. Of course, in our community, we're blessed that restaurants and schools and libraries and different businesses have Wi-Fi available anyway.
But machines, you know, you're talking about later on when you're talking about the digital textbook, you're talking about a machine, basically, that can be used at school, at home, 40/60, maybe.
If the vision in place happens, next year we'll issue every student their own Chromebook, which looks like a laptop.
And that
they'll have their textbooks.
One thing that's impressed me, we don't have a whole lot of time left, is the fact that a lot of this is free.
Yes.
Yes.
And so people are going, wow, we're not going to have to buy that $600,000 worth of textbooks or whatever it is, and all of this is free. That frees up a bunch of money. In actuality, the oversight and the other things that will have to be purchased, time with payroll and whatever to make this happen, it probably is not going to save a bunch of money, but it's going to end up redirecting the process to the point that, one thing you said the other night, Greg, at the city board meeting that was good, is a student will be able to learn as fast as they're capable of learning.
Yes.
If they need to hang on to a piece of information and go back over it until they get it, because a lot of time in the class scenario, you only got a short period of time to get it. Everybody else moves on, and you hadn't got it, and you're lost.
Right.
You get to stay on that piece of information until you get it.
Right.
And move forward, and that's very important.
Or the opposite, those who are ready to rock and roll can just speed along.
Yeah. it's going to change the dynamic of teaching.
Yes, very much so. But we have got to change our teaching pedagogies to meet the needs.
What?
Our teaching styles, how's that?
Pedagogy.
To meet the needs of our students, because this
That's
is the way
true.
students learn nowadays.
Yes.
They want to learn on a device.
Right.
Absolutely.
And we've got to adapt our teaching styles for that.
It's incredible what you two and the team that you have built are doing for our students, and you're to be appreciated and thanked very much for that.
Thank you. We enjoy it very much
And we got to go right now. Have we done what we need to do?
We have. Thank
All right,
you.
and you know you can come back anytime you want to.
We'll be glad to.
And discuss this, because this is cutting edge, and that's what we've always prided ourselves on around here, is being cutting edge. And this is another proof that our school system is over the top.
That's right.
And we thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Folks, we'll be back after a few messages.
Mark, you've won just about everything there is to win in racing. What's next?
I'd like more people to know about ER Extra.
The emergency room at Harton Regional Medical Center?
I just want them to get the best care they can get.
That just gets me right here, Mark.
Maybe you'd like to pay them a visit.
ER Extra at Harton Regional Medical Center.
ER Extra. Extra fast, extra easy, extra great.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
When you see the sign, The Main Event, take a close look inside at a hair studio that offers services by some of the best master stylists in Middle Tennessee. These stylists offer a list of services that compete with large city salons, from trendy cuts for men, women, and children to the latest color techniques, including highlights and bold color accents. Other services offered include permanent hair weaving and relaxing to formal hairstyle for that special occasion. You can also give yourself a very special treat with a full makeover, including full body waxing. For your convenience, we are open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until the last client leaves happy. Call and make your appointment at 931-571-8682 or stop by our Tullahoma location at 207 North Jackson Street. Pamper yourself at The Main Event today.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
Welcome back to Living. We're going to talk about hands-on science centers. You've just watched the little commercial there, and I have with me Mitzi Marshall. That's right. That's a theater name. You know that? Mitzi Marshall. You love it there at the Science Center.
I do love it at the Science Center.
You're the executive director.
I am.
And you work in all different things, but I know we want to talk about Saturday, so let's do that first.
Yep.
Okay.
Saturday at the Science Center is our annual birthday celebration. This year we're celebrating 17 years that we've been.
Has it been that long?
It's been 17 years that we've been there. So what we do on our birthday celebration is we'll open up the Science Center free admission, so everyone is welcome to come on Saturday. We'll have science programs. You'll see Snake Man Tim this year. And
Snake Man Tim, what kind of snakes are you bringing?
Oh, he has a large Burmese python. I think it's 14 feet.
Oh my God!
And yeah, that's really exciting. He also brings some of his smaller ones.
Does he allow the kids to pet the snake?
Some of them, not all of them, but some of them can be touched. But
yeah,
we're real careful with that. So not all of them. Yeah. But that's a real exciting show. I love that one. And we're actually going to show that twice this year because it was so popular last year we couldn't get everybody in there.
So will he be showing during the whole episode?
No, he's going to have 2 shows. I can't remember the time frames. I think it's 2 and 3. We're going to do him back to back. So there'll be 2 different times that folks can come and see him. So we'll do that, and then we also have some of our common shows that we have, our Liquid Nitrogen, which everybody loves every year.
That's always fun.
We'll do that one. But we have some new things this year. We've got AEDC now has a new STEM outreach program.
Yeah.
And they have a Discovery Dome that we checked out a couple months ago, and it's just fascinating. So they're going to bring that to the
So
Science
they're bringing
Center.
it for the event.
That's
and I
going to
think
be
they're
new.
having food.
We are. We're going to have hot dogs and chips and drinks, so they don't have to worry about lunch. Just come on and have a good time.
And you open at what time?
We're going to open at 11 o'clock on Saturday until 4.
11 until 4, and it's free of charge. And I think that's a wonderful opportunity because people that have never been there, sometimes they don't, where is it? I know where it is, but I'm asking you because I think we go to a wide region here.
That's true. We have lots of folks that ask us all the time. We're on Highway 55. If you're going out of Tullahoma, it's there before you get to the National Guard Armory. Way before that and before the park, you'll see our dinosaur sign there on the right. Yeah, you'll see the dinosaur. You'll wonder what he's about. But yeah, that's the Science Center there, and we hope a lot of folks come out to see us.
Oh, I think they will. And I think you told me that you were selling tickets. Not tickets, but memberships for less discount. Is that correct?
We do. Yep. Every year on our birthday, we'll sell them for $45 for the year, and so that'll be for a household, the family.
$45 instead of $50, which is still a good deal.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think there's a lot of other places you can go with that membership. Is that correct?
Yeah, you can. We're part of the Aztec Corporation, which is Association of Science and Technology Centers, and what that means is that if another museum is in that corporation, you can use your membership there.
And you go to.
Yeah, a lot of our members really enjoy going to the Huntsville Space and Rocket Center. So you're
tied in with that.
We are. You're still able to go there. So there's over 300. They're all across the country. So if
you really get your money's worth.
Yeah, you do. You do. If you go on trips like to Florida, there's a lot in Florida. In my family, we like to use the ones in Florida.
On a regular basis, when is the Science Center open?
We're open Tuesday through Saturday. That's 10 to 5, and then Sundays 1 to 5.
And if you want to bring a special group, like a school group, do you prefer they call ahead?
Yes, school groups do need to book in advance, and right now is an exciting time. Tullahoma City Schools have been able to come for free for several years.
I am so proud of that.
Yes, because the Tullahoma donates some of the hotel motel tax
for a Tullahoma child. And we talked about a while ago the age group that you appeal to most?
We say kindergarten to 6th grade, but now the Science Center is trying to branch out to cover all grades. We actually have some things now for adults as well. We track meteors in the sky for NASA every night.
Yeah.
So now we have a computer system where adults can sit down and see what we've tracked and kind of check out the velocity and where it might have landed, that kind of stuff. So.
And how about this Mars landing? Is that part of this deal?
It's not part of this exhibit, no. This is just every night we'll track the fireballs in the sky. So
I see.
That's specific to that. But on the field trips, we also now, because of our wonderful neighbors Goodrich, we've been able to get funds for other schools. So you don't have to just be in Tullahoma City.
And you've just recently received these funds.
That's real recent.
So if you're from McMinnville, if you're from Shelbyville, Manchester, whoever can hear this advertisement, you can get in for free right now if you call in time and set up and arrange an appointment.
Yeah, you have to do it ahead of time, and the only stipulation is you need to be Title I. As long as you're a Title I school, you can come to the Science Center. As long as we have funds, you're welcome to come.
You want to tell them what a Title I school is?
Well, the Title I program, it is based on the number of students that are on free or reduced lunch. So there's lots in our area that are considered Title I.
And often, I mean, it doesn't cost a whole lot to get into. If you just come to the Science Center without a membership, what does it cost?
Regular admission is just $5, and we hope to keep it that way for a long time.
But still, there's some people that can't afford that.
That's right.
So they really can't afford not to call and get this free chance to see the Science Center. I've been so proud of our Science Center because Tullahoma has a lot to offer educationally to our students and to our people. You've been there how long?
Well, I've been there off and on, 6 years. Off and on. I took a little break to be home for a little while, and I'm back again and just really
you love
enjoying
it, don't you, Mitzi?
I do love it.
I feel like you do. And
once you go to the Science Center, you know why. You just can't help but love it.
You want to stay. Are there anything coming in the future that is exciting you?
Yes. Well, the board of directors now is working on a new expansion plan, and it's going to begin with a parking lot. That's our most immediate need at the Science Center.
Have more space to park.
Yeah, we need more parking. parking space for the groups that we have. But we'll also be looking at museum expansion as well.
Oh, good.
So that's very exciting. We're working hard on that. That's going to take a whole lot of work,
sure.
a lot of fundraising.
A lot of money. Well,
Yeah.
let's don't forget Saturday, because that's immediate, and we want everybody to come because it's free.
That's right.
And it opens at 11, correct?
11 to
Until
4.
4. And you can get a membership cheaper, less expensive. Nothing's cheap these days.
That's true.
Anyway, any last things you want to tell the people? I know they get to eat when they come.
They do.
And they can stay the whole entire time if they wish.
Yep, and it's self-guided. There's no specific tour they have to take.
Okay.
They just basically will go to whatever interests them.
And if they want to see the Snake Man,
they're welcome to do that. We'll have programs that'll show them what shows are going to be shown in that theater for us.
And in case someone wants to come early, run out somewhere else and do some business, can they come back in again that day as long as they have paid? I mean, no, it's free.
No, it's
of
free.
Course.
So they can come in and out as they please.
Yeah,
that's right.
Okay, well, it sounds like fun. I hope that you will keep all this energy going for the Science Center, because it means so much to Tullahoma that we have such a wonderful program in our area. Thanks, Mitzi.
Thank you, honey.
Great to see you.
You too.
We'll be back with more of Living.
I went to several colleges, but when I stepped into this gym, it just felt like home.
Just learning the different techniques and the way Mr. Bryan tells us how to study the subject. Art, that's where it's really at for me.
I decided to go to nursing because I've always wanted to help people. You make those connections that you probably never forget. This is my motto, my future.
I'm Marley Matlin for the American Red Cross. In an emergency, infants and children can't always tell you what's wrong. Being able to read critical signs and knowing how to respond can make all the difference. The Red Cross offers infant and child CPR training, where you can learn how to recognize and respond to respiratory and cardiac emergencies. Visit www.redcross.org or call 1-800-HELP-NOW. Together, we can save a life.
Waiting around for things other people get right away just doesn't make much sense. Get high-speed Charter internet and enjoy downloads way faster than DSL.
All right, folks, welcome back. And I'm here with one of my buddies. And if you watch the Tennessee Traveler Show, you'll hear me say the best food in the state of Tennessee, as far as I'm concerned, can be found in Bell Buckle, Tennessee. And I'm here with Jay Gregory of Bell Buckle, and he is the one who is responsible for all that great food down there at the Bell Buckle Cafe and the banquet hall.
I'm only responsible for this, not this.
Yeah, you
okay?
are. You are. Every time I go down there, he feeds me. I like to go twice a week, but I can't get there that often.
You know, I do have to say this real quick. I've been traveling all over Canada the last week or so. I've been in Denver, I've been in Montreal, Quebec City, Halifax, Nova Scotia, Port Hawkesbury, Britain Isle, New Britain. You know, we are so lucky here. I'm so happy to be home, and I love Canada, and I love all those places. But I was buying hamburgers there for $12 and $13, and breakfast was $13, and lunch was $12, and I didn't realize how
you're not going to raise the prices
outside of the world.
cafe.
I'm going to keep them under 12, okay? But it just really hit me that we can still sell a hamburger here for $3.90,
right?
And the rest of the world's $12 for a hamburger, you know. So I feel very fortunate to live in this part of the world where things are definitely so much cheaper to live here, you know.
Oh, sure.
And that was my vacation memoirs right
Memoir.
there. Yeah.
Well, you know, and I want to tell you folks and let you folks know, if you don't remember, that Greg is involved with Bell Buckle Records and Valerie Smith and Liberty Pike, and so you do a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
Greg is he's a whole lot more than the bus driver, but he does drive the bus.
I clean the bathrooms in the bus too. That's one of my main duties. Yeah.
Me. But tell us a couple of things. One, you've got your celebration banquet this weekend at the buffet at the banquet hall.
Well, what we're doing there, John, is we're always excited every time the walking horse celebration comes in this area. It's a great benefit to the community and to the people here, and they're beautiful, beautiful horses. And so we're doing something at the banquet hall now. We try about once a month on holidays and all that, and we feel that the celebration is like a holiday. So we're doing a big buffet next Sunday. That would be the 26th.
Yeah, that's this week.
Right, from 11 till 3. We're going to have a great buffet, a farm fresh buffet with all these vegetables coming out of the gardens and everything. We're going to have spectacular salads of all kinds and meats, and it's just spectacular. It's really gone over well. So we're having a special buffet for all the folks that are going to be going to the celebration this year. Please come to Bell Buckle, to the banquet hall. It's across the street from the cafe. You can't miss it. And we've got a tremendous lineup of food, and it's just spectacular.
Well, and for you folks who've been to the Bell Buckle Cafe, you know what kind of wonderful food they have there. But also, Bill Hall has come into this deal with Greg, and he's the Bill Hall from Our House Restaurant, and he has a way that he makes a lot of salads.
Yes.
That are they're different, they're refreshing. His desserts are very good as well.
Bill makes a lot of cold salads and all this, and it's kind of a combination between our food and his food, but it's
great food.
Yeah, you've been there, you've eaten it, you liked it.
I've eaten it several of them.
And I felt like charging you twice the money, but I didn't.
We need to get Dr. Lawson down there to eat. He'd love to come down there and eat.
Well, we'd like to invite everybody out Sunday, the 26th, from 11 to 3. Mm-hmm. Great food. You just won't be disappointed. You need reservations, please. I mean, we can probably fit you in, but we never know. So it's always best to call and get reservations. You can call the Bell Buckle Cafe or the banquet hall, and let me give you a number to call. Okay, the cafe is 931-389 9693, and I'll just give you the one number because I've got 8 numbers and I'm not going to go through them all. So okay.
But you can call the Bell Buckle Cafe and book your banquet, your buffet tickets.
Yes.
But if you don't have time to call and you can't get a hold of them because they're busy, get in your car, drive to Bell Buckle, because I'll guarantee you, this guy right here is not going to let you walk out of there hungry.
No, we're going to eat. We're going to eat real good. We're going to eat real good.
And as long as we need to.
That's right. That's right.
Now, I want to ask you another thing, and you might not want to break this on us right now, but in your trip, trip to Canada, you were telling me that you visited and were around some chefs, and are looking at maybe having an event with some international chefs at some point.
Yeah, well, it's a show that they do in Canada in conjunction with the Canadian Tourism Bureau and the Canadian government, and they have sponsors. Louisville Seafood provides all the lobster and seafood and all, but they're international chefs from Zurich, Italy, Beijing, Switzerland. They all come. It's about 16 chefs, and it's Jill Davies you see her on the Food Network. She's sponsored by Sunkist and all those wonderful people, very talented, very personable folks. And they do a food thing, a competition, and then they have a big dinner that evening, and you get to eat this international cuisine, upscale. It's wonderful. It's a food experience.
Right.
And they're very interested in coming to Bell Buckle and this area, in the Tullahoma area. And so I've been negotiating with them, and I'm going to put a thing together. You'll be hearing more about it. I think it's safe to talk about it. It's not in concrete yet, but they're coming in October. And we're going to be doing something at the banquet hall with an international chef and the promoter of this show. And there's going to be people invited in this area to help put this program together. We need it to be a community effort in Middle Tennessee.
Right.
We need the Tennessee Backroads people. We need everybody involved, the tourism. So trying to put this thing together, I think it'll be a huge benefit.
If we can do that, you're talking about bringing not one or two, but numerous
international chefs, 16 of them.
That'd be phenomenal.
Will be here, and we plan on doing this possibly. Of course, we're going to do the startup in Bell Buckle, probably 2 days. We're looking at the possibilities, and we've not talked to anybody yet, so I'm talking out of turn. But the possibilities of Tullahoma, Franklin, Gallatin. They like to go into smaller communities. Even that where we were at Port Hawkesbury, it's the size of Bell Buckle, about 500 people. And they have a little civic center there, and they filled the place. It was just marvelous. Got tremendous press on it. It's just a good thing for the entire community to be involved with.
The region. It's
exactly.
A region. It needs to be a regional event.
That's exactly right. We're going to invite people from the region, the powers to be, so to speak, the politically connected, whatever that can help us put this thing together.
Right.
You won't be there, John.
But can I come film it though?
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll work for you for free. How about that?
Well, you always do.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's just going to be a lovely thing, and the food was just outstanding and very unique, and to do a cross thing with the United States and Canada, I think it's just going to be a ball. Absolute good time.
Now, is that the phone number we need right there?
It is, absolutely correct. Okay. Whoever typed that did it exactly perfect.
All right, good job. Glad to have you back in this part of the world.
Well, thank you. And I want to just mention Dare to be Different coming up again, September 23rd. We've got music. We've got a lot of local bluegrass bands. We've got some international bluegrass bands. We've got one group out of Germany coming in, and it's September 23rd from 1 to 7 at the banquet hall. Food will be available. It's a donation to the International Bluegrass Museum in Owensboro, Kentucky. It's a $10 donation for their Music in the Schools program.
Right.
So please come out, and I think Valerie's going to try to come out here and sing a couple songs before this happens, September 23rd.
Great.
From 1 to 7. So we'd like to invite everybody to kind of think about that a little bit and participate.
It's happening in Bell Buckle, folks. If it's not happening around you, go to Bell Buckle. They'll find something for you to do. Don't forget Southern Charm and all the wonderful gift items they have there. And Jay Gregory, thank you very much, my friend.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Welcome home.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be back after these messages.
It is said that the eyes are the windows to the soul, and the Eye Care Center wants to make your eyes the best windows possible. The professionals at the Eye Care Center have been offering comprehensive eye care for over 30 years. From eye examinations to eye surgery, from children to seniors, we have the services you need. We pride ourselves on taking the time to fully understand our patients' wants and needs. Each patient is a unique situation and deserves our full attention and the latest treatment options. So call or stop by one of our 4 convenient locations and start seeing better today.
Hello, this is J.D. Oliver from the Smokehouse on Mount Eagle Mountain. Me and my sisters Nancy and Betsy would like to thank you all for your continued support. This year we're celebrating our 50-year anniversary at the Smokehouse. In conjunction with our 50-year celebration, we are bringing Music on the Mountain every Saturday night, 7 p.m. till 10 p.m., featuring the best of Nashville. We have had some wonderful singers, hit songwriters, and Nashville's rising stars have taken the stage. Come out this Saturday night and every Saturday night through the end of the year. Make it a date night or bring the whole family. Help us celebrate 50 years in the community. Music on the Mountain is free every Saturday night at Jim Oliver Smokehouse.
Hey, this is Sean Mayer. I'd like to invite everybody out to the Smokehouse every Saturday night for great music and awesome food.
Thank you very much, y'all.
Some people think that pressing their on-demand button will cost money or make their house explode or something. Of course, neither of these things is true. On-demand is just a way to access thousands of free movies and TV shows. The code to blow up a house is actually channel up, channel down, 2*77.
On demand, thousands of free movies and TV shows on your schedule, and nothing bad.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're pleased to have joining us on the set now Dr. Ed Lawson from Lawson Holistic Chiropractic Clinic on Maple Hill Drive here in Tullahoma, who has always got something interesting to talk about, and today is no exception, as Dr. Lawson has actually been on a diet, and
sort of.
We're not sure, because you're like what, 6'1", 6'2"?
6'1", something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And he weighed 210,
215.
And that'd be about normal for someone your height, wouldn't it?
You know, when I did those little charts to see, I was always in the overweight category. You know, the BMI.
Kidding.
Yeah, and I wasn't.
Yeah.
And you know, muscle weighs more than fat. So if you're muscular, those charts don't work for you.
Right.
But I also had some chubby chubs.
And just kind of give you a little background here. Dr. Lawson is a former Marine. And yeah, right. Okay, he's a trained killer. That's right. Okay. So you know, most of your life you've spent trying to stay in pretty good shape, though, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not. I could have done a lot better, but yes, I do. I do focus on trying, you know, be a little fit. Not crazy fit. Like, you know, I've got some friends and patients who really put a lot of time and effort in the gym. I've never done that, but I do. I'm always exercising a little bit. You know, like maybe 1 or 2 times a week. And sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. Lately, it's been more since I've done this. But what I've been doing, I was talking to a patient, you know, about a month and a half ago, about, and I've talked to patients about this before, you know, because they ask about weight and diet and everything. And I'm like, really, the main problem in America with our diet is that a lot of it's mindset. You know, I had one patient tell me you should always eat off a saucer instead of a plate, and that's a great idea. And that's about how much we should eat at a setting, and we shouldn't eat much more than that.
Then what you could get on, let me be clear on this. You should not eat more than what you can get on a saucer?
Yes.
Okay, unbelievable.
All right. So what happens is we aren't okay with being hungry in America. We have to be satisfied. We have to be satiated. So we eat to that point. And so what I tell patients is, I say, what you have to do if you want to lose weight and keep it off, you know, you can do diet after diet, but once you get off of it, you start eating crazy again, and you eat till you're full. And that's way past time to stop eating. And so we have to be okay with being hungry. Okay, we associate being hungry with lack, you know, and like, oh, we don't have enough. So we've got to change that whole mindset. So we've got to be okay with being hungry. And so once you accept that and you get to where you're comfortable being hungry, then when you sit down to eat, it doesn't feel good to eat a lot. And then you walk away from the table still hungry, but then about 10, 20 minutes later, you're not hungry anymore.
Right.
Because it takes some time to kick in.
So it takes some time for it to reach your brain that, hey, I've had enough food. Is that what you're saying?
So if you eat to the point where you are full, you've gone way past that.
Okay.
Which is a bad thing. So what happens is it makes you sluggish, makes your bowels distended, too much food's in there, and it makes your brain and thinking sluggish. So if you stay hungry, and then, after you eat for a while, you're not hungry anymore, but then you get hungry again. And you got to just be okay with it. That hunger actually drives other areas of your life. So you start being hungry for accomplishment and say in maybe your personal life with some personal projects, with your career. I've noticed that. So I had that idea, and I thought maybe that would happen, and it is happening. So that's cool. So I'm an example. So I thought, I was telling the patients about this, over the years, and then finally it hit me, about a month and a half ago. It's like, I'm going to do it myself. Put my money where my mouth is.
So basically, your brain is taking charge here and saying, this is what I'm going to do.
Right.
It's not going to be based on how I feel.
I'm just saying, this hunger doesn't mean I'm missing out on anything. This hunger means, it's as a driving force. I'm okay with it. I don't have to eat all the time. So, it's just, I let the hunger be a sign that I'm being successful with my eating. I'm in control with my eating.
So you mentioned sometimes, I think, that if you're having some sort of issue, whether it be with your personal life, work, or whatever, that you might, does that cause you maybe to have a tendency to overeat?
Oh yeah, because see, again, we equate, being full and satisfied, that carries over with other things. So if we're lacking somewhere else, we try to overcompensate with eating. And so then we get that fullness, that satisfaction, and that allows us to kind of compensate for that inadequacy somewhere else in our lives.
So would that work on the reverse side, that, okay, I've just accomplished something really good, I've been real successful at this, so I'm going to reward myself with a lot to eat?
Maybe. So I got to be full everywhere. Yeah, no, you got to stop that thought process.
Yeah.
Just cut it.
I mean, I speak from experience, because recently I had a birthday, and I thought, well, if I've lived this long, I probably should reward myself to having whatever I want to eat.
Well, see, what we got to do is take charge of what our thinking is, and just, make a decision to do it, and just do it. And then if you, stick to one thing, and stick to it well, like I'm doing with this being hungry thing, it pays off. As you can see, I'm gonna have to get new clothes. My pants.
Yeah, exactly.
All of them, they're starting to sag.
So how long have you been doing this?
About a month and a half.
So 20 pounds in a month and a half is a lot.
15 to 20 pounds.
That's
about
lot.
5 pounds a week.
And that's a lot of weight to lose, isn't it?
It is, but you can lose up to 6 pounds of fat a week.
Safely? Yeah, okay.
So if you're not replacing it, you're going to lose it.
Yeah.
And I'm exercising, I'm eating protein, I'm making sure I'm getting protein to feed my muscles so I don't lose any muscle mass.
And now that's a good point. You might want to. So if you don't want to lose your muscle mass, but you do want to lose the fat, then you should eat a high protein diet.
You want to eat protein, fruits and vegetables. Lay off the grains.
Right.
Fats are okay. Like a good fats, avocado, coconut oil. That kind of thing. You want to eat good fats, nuts, but you can't eat a lot of them. But you want to eat enough to get some good fat in there, because fat's very important for brain function and brain health.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. And so a lot of people go on these low-fat diets, they start having problems. There's an anti-seizure diet, for people on bad seizures. It's a high-fat diet. When I worked at Le Bonheur Children's Hospital, there was a kid in there who had seizures, and she was on that diet. They fed her hot dogs and all this like creamy, fatty foods, and she's just eating.
Yeah. But you're probably going to gain weight on that, aren't you?
Well, she ate more fat than anything else, it seemed like, so she didn't.
Yeah.
And she was also young, so maybe that had something to do with it.
Right. Yeah. So is this kind of something that you are experimenting with on yourself, and that you might recommend to a patient at some point?
Yes. Now, if you do something like this, see, I quit stopping to get candy bars. I used to eat a lot of those, and they don't taste good to me right now. So the only thing that really tastes good and sits well in my stomach since I've been doing this is good quality food.
Right.
So the greasy food, I just, So once you get hungry and you're okay with being hungry, all you want in there is something that's going to be good for you.
Right.
Or at least I'm finding that's true for me.
So you actually, at some point in your life, actually stopped at the store and got candy bars, right?
Well, when I was getting gas or something.
Yeah,
like,
okay, I got you.
Maybe I stopped just for that before, but usually there's an excuse.
Yeah. So you mentioned learning to be hungry, but is that just means being hungry for a short period of time, or is it hungry all the time? I mean, if you eat something, it's probably going to satisfy you if you let your brain catch up.
If you're really hungry and eat just a little bit, you're still a little hungry for a while, and it may dissipate a little bit, but it comes back.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm hungry most of the time.
Really? This is something different.
Yeah, it is something way different.
Yeah. Okay.
So and it's fine. It's like it doesn't mean that we associate a lot of different meanings with how we feel. And so if we feel like hungry, then it's like, oh, it's a bad thing. So what I've tried to do is reprogram my mind to be okay with it.
So is this something that you think that you're going to try to adapt as a lifestyle, or something you're doing?
Yeah, one of the most researched diets and one of the healthiest diets, and it shows increased longevity and increased health, is they call it the starvation diet.
Mm-hmm.
It's a low calorie intake, high quality nutrient dense food, but not a lot, just above the amount that would cause you to starve.
There are a lot of diets out there these days, some better than others, but the bottom line, I would imagine, is if you cut your intake of calories and stick with it, you can't help but lose weight. Is that a fair statement?
Right, yes it is.
Yeah.
As long as those are healthy foods. Some foods actually block metabolic processes.
Metabolic process is something that figures into this as well, but suppose your metabolism isn't what it's supposed to be. Still, if you consume less calories, you're probably going to lose weight.
Right.
Okay.
You've got to get it down there, but it's got to be good food, good quality food,
right.
Like fruits, vegetables, and whatever meats are good for you.
Right. Okay. All right, so always something new and interesting coming from Dr. Lawson, and remember his clinic is on Maple Hill Drive here in Tullahoma.
And one thing I do these emotional release techniques to help make this easier. So I use that on myself as well. You know, we've talked about removing the emotional blocks to accomplishing whatever you want. I have these techniques that I use in my office with patients, when they have pains and other things. They're wanting to get out of pain, they're wanting to change their lifestyle. Well, we can do that with these techniques, so it's a lot easier. So it takes the struggle out of making a change in your life.
You're always doing something new, aren't you? Always.
Yes, sir.
Always something new and exciting. All right. Well, Dr. Lawson can also help you folks out there. So again, his clinic is on Maple Hill Drive here in Tullahoma, and he'll actually talk to you if you want to just make an appointment, kind of evaluate whatever your issues are.
Come in, make an appointment. I can help you get out of pain, help you change your life, help you lose weight, whatever you want to do.
All right.
Just get healthy.
All right. That's the number right there on the screen, 454-0544. So stop by Lawson's Holistic Chiropractic Clinic, folks, and change your life forever. We'll be right back in just a moment, right after this.
Serving you as a local firefighter. Proudly served our country in the United States Air Force. Serving Tullahoma. Helping our kids.
Hi, I'm Terry Stroop. Your comfort is our service. We'd like to thank Tullahoma for the privilege of serving your heating and cooling needs.
How can toys like these lead to a 6-year-old's death and leave another child permanently brain damaged? Because they're not toys at all. A safety message from your local fire department and this station.
Oh, there's my cat. Should I put her away?
Tighten it up a little bit.
How's this? Great.
Good. There we go.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors, and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Cove Lake, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Martin Weakley, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, Rugby in the Big South Fork, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
Welcome back to Living. I'm so blessed to be on the set today with Diane Bryant. Good to see you.
I was going to say, good to be here.
You're out doing chamber things, aren't you?
Oh, I've been so busy.
I know there's a lot of stuff going on, so let me turn it over to you and get started.
We have had all kinds of great things going on. We have had so many ribbon cuttings over the last 2 or 3 months. I mean, I think there's just a real feel that we've got just a lot of new energy.
I see that in the paper, and I'm always pleased.
Yeah, a lot of, and I'll have to brag, we started August off with, the Stan McNabb, the new dealership, and,
Isn't it beautiful out there?
It is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, my goodness.
It has changed the look at that end of the street. It's
very inviting.
It's very inviting.
Yes, and people want to stop and say, hey, I might want to go in there.
Well, and
all the
I
way
think
in.
That's the key, and I think the welcomeness of it and everything else. And there was a great turnout of people in the community to support the McNabbs and
they've done a lot for our
efforts.
community.
Behind
the scenes, things that people never hear of.
Exactly.
We're real proud of them.
So anyway, everything is looking great there. Next door here, the Southern Middle Tennessee Entrepreneur Center, we did a ribbon cutting for them 2 months ago, and they're bringing in new businesses that are trying to get started and trying to get going, and they're bringing a lot of that new energy.
I think that's huge for us here in Tullahoma.
I think it is huge, even though I think they're very, very consistent in saying we are a regional effort, and they are doing with the different counties that they have that they're responsible for. They're good about spreading all this out, but the fact that they've got this operation
in
here,
Tullahoma,
it's a good thing for us. It's a
wonderful.
Real good thing for us. So I think we're all excited about that. It's been very interesting from an entrepreneur standpoint. We've had several ribbon cuttings for new styling salons like Ironworks and the Cut Hut and the Twisted Scissors, and this is where some of our local gals have said, I can be in business for myself,
right, a small business, and then they hire some people.
Exactly.
It generates a lot of good jobs.
It does, and so they're branching out there, and we're getting a lot of feedback as far as great success there. We've had the Duck come in. That's another radio station for our community. Mm-hmm. And that's given a whole fresh look to the merchants at Coker's and all the great things that are going on over there.
I know Coker's is getting to be the place to go.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, there's always something going on over there. That's for sure. So, and I think that just lends itself to even the last couple of chamber coffees. We had Creations hair salon that stepped up and sponsored the coffee. We had Morning Point. We had the Tullahoma News. Our next chamber coffee will be sponsored by Star Physical Therapy.
And when is that?
That is the 28th of August. So that's next Tuesday at 11 o'clock. And these coffees are attracting about 125 to 150 people, and it puts those people right in that business, and they get to learn about that business firsthand. So, and a lot of networking and a lot of excitement. We've just come off of our first after hours in the 5 o'clock somewhere series. And that was it was held at the Fine Arts Center, and was sponsored by the Tullahoma News and SIM&S.
That sounded like fun. I thought it was a clever idea.
It was a great evening, an absolute great evening, and we're already planning our next one, which I believe we will have out at Chris Round's facility out at the airport. So anyway, we've got another one in the works there, and then our annual George Dickel after hours that we do jointly with the Manchester Chamber. Right. That is already scheduled for the 11th of October.
The 11th
so everybody
of
needs
October.
to put that on there.
I know that's a big blast.
That is a lot of fun.
And it's pretty up there.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
It's a beautiful place.
It's so beautiful. So anyway, we're trying to keep all these networking opportunities, and just to be able to keep this positive energy moving forward. And every time you attend one of these things, you find somebody you need to be doing business with, and then they find somebody that needs to be doing business with you. So it's just such a great way to keep our businesses connected with each other.
And energized. And I see a lot of that in Tullahoma, and I think you have a lot to do with that.
Well, thank you, and we work hard at that,
I know you do.
And one of the things that we're working on right now is our ladies golf tournament.
When is that?
And that is going to be on the 20th of September, and it is being sponsored by Charter Businesses, our main sponsor of this, and then our flight sponsors are Cumberland Radiation Associates, the Life Care Center of Tullahoma, and the Tullahoma OBGYN Associates.
Good. And you're probably still taking entries?
We're still taking entries. We're still taking whole sponsorships. So we're just really getting, well, actually,
and if people want a whole sponsorship, who do they need to call?
$100. Frida Lusk is coordinating that effort, but we can take care of it through our office as well.
So if anybody's interested, they can just call the office and you'll give them the details.
Exactly.
That usually generates a lot, doesn't
Right,
it?
it does. And we're getting ready to do our first mass email with the flyer, with the so that's going out today. So anyway, a lot of excitement will start building along
How many
those
people
lines.
do you think you mail out to?
You know,
in this area?
our database with our mass email is over 500 people. So
that's really good. You touch
it's-
a lot of people.
And we try to do it as such that it's all one page, and so you don't have an attachment, and it just really helps to keep people abreast of all the things that are going on in the community.
And can they also access that online, the information?
You know, that part probably gets a little complicated because we'll
stay off of that.
Okay, the way our website is set up, really, we're just able to announce the next two events
What's
that are
happening,
immediately coming up. So anyway, but there are several Tullahoma calendars that are roaming around out there. So
and there's a chamber coffee every month.
There is, and the Star Physical Therapy is the next one.
The next one, and it's at what time of day?
That's at 11 o'clock.
Okay.
That's at 11 o'clock. So the Star Physical Therapy on the 28th of August. Also, our marketing magazine, we're doing the finishing touches to our 2012-2013 edition. And if you've not been contacted and you're a chamber member and you want to advertise in this,
then you need to do that right away.
You need to call the Tullahoma News and talk to Sherry Poltich, because we're wrapping this thing up, and this is the single marketing piece that we send out, and you really do get a lot of mileage.
About when does that reach the public?
You know, that should be reaching. We're getting ready to proof most of we're proofing the articles basically daily, and so that should go out to the public in another, I want to say 60 to 90 days.
So that's when you're trying to get something completed, you need the information so you can complete it and get it out. I think that's a wonderful program, though, to get that out to the public.
Well, and it's been such a great. I mean, it's been a classy little magazine.
I think so.
I think it's we're doing all of it local. You know, we're trying to get out and get local people's pictures and everything, and so you recognize friends in there and everything else. And
when you get
there's
it,
a good chance there might be a picture of your son in there. Now that I think about one of the pages I've already proofed, so might have to do a little CEO kickoff
that would be
we
nice.
did. So
that would be nice.
I think I'm safe on saying that. So anyway, also we've been each month I get some of the ambassadors to go with me, and Christy Hayes with our office and I go out and we do pop-in visits to all of our local businesses, and this past month we used the theme of our local hotels. So we popped into Jameson, Holiday Inn, Hampton Inn, and Quality Inn. We generally do this for an hour and a half, so that was all the time that time would allow. But anyway, we have a new manager at the Holiday Inn Express, Don Rogers, and he comes to our community with a lot of experience. Also, kind of grew up next door. So
that's always good when somebody comes back.
Yeah, exactly.
It means a lot to the community.
And the Hampton Inn has remodeled. It looks absolutely wonderful. And on that note, we're in the process of organizing with the help of Andy White, who is another local.
I remember Andy when he was this high.
There you go. Actually, people do tell tales of some of the things he used to do in his neighborhood. I think everybody in his neyborhood remembers him.
We're all proud of Andy White.
Anyway, he's coordinating a STEM summit that's going to be here on the 4th, 5th, and 6th of September.
Oh, and that's just almost next week.
Almost
week
next
after,
week, exactly. So he'll be bringing 100 educators into our community, as well as people from the aerospace and defense industries as well. So they'll be staying in our hotels,
spending their money here in our town.
Exactly, and they'll be here. We're conducting the actual workshops at the Gossick Leadership Center out at the base, and then also at the University of Tennessee Space Institute.
Well, we're getting close to the end. Is there something special you'd like to mention before we close this out?
You know, we made an official announcement yesterday, the city of Tullahoma did, about the National Health Corporation that's coming to town, and they are going to be building a new facility here off of Cedar Lane.
Awesome.
So this is a nice, it's a large investment in our community, and it's by a publicly traded company that feels very strong about Tullahoma, and
that is wonderful, and it'll employ some people, I suppose.
Well, it could employ as many as 100 people.
That's wonderful. That's always. Diane, you have so much to say. I love it. No wonder we do well in Tullahoma.
Oh, well.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
We'll look forward to having you back. We'll be back with more of Living.
Citizens Tri-County Bank has the checking, loans, savings, and traditional banking services you want. Plus free internet banking and bill pay, bank your change, Visa gift card, and lots more state-of-the-art banking services. We focus on the service and services you want. So you can bank when, where, and how you want, at our offices or from just about anywhere. Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank you'll ever need.
This facility was built literally on the international date line to bring Charter customers tomorrow's technology first. Like Charter Internet, which was just made faster again. With speeds up to 100 megs, you can download a movie in 2 minutes. The #1 internet service provider in the nation. Click.
Fogelman, good luck with the presentation tomorrow.
Already nailed it.
Get Charter Internet Express for only $19.99 a month.
We're back.
Yes, we are.
Back.
The three amigos. Here we are.
Los tres amigos.
There you go. There you go.
John learned a new word today.
Oh, what was it?
I don't even remember
We've
what it
already
was.
forgot it.
Can you say it?
We took
pet or something.
Pedophile?
No. But it was about learning, and it was Pegasus or something like that.
Yeah.
That's learning about horses.
And it applied different. It was called something else if you were teaching adults. And
Okay.
But it's about style of teaching, I believe.
Yeah.
That's how smart these
But
people
isn't
who
it
teach
great,
with
this
us.
new process of putting
it
teaching?
It is.
And this is happening nationwide, of course.
Well, it's happening
So
worldwide.
I'm happy to know that we're up there.
And there's a guy that they showed the other night on their presentation who was teaching his family, and he started looking and finding things, and he's put all this information together and he's given it to the world. You know, and you can log on, and you want to learn something, you can just sit right there in your house and it'll teach you how. Calculus,
Actually,
physics.
people don't have any excuse not to learn
No,
things
not to learn.
these days.
That's true.
Right.
Hey, folks, don't forget the John Ollie fifth quarter show this weekend. Don't forget about going to the football game. It's I believe it's our first regional game. We'll be playing Cookeville. No, it's not regional, but it is a good game.
It's a good game.
It's a good game. Fill the stands.
And Sunday
Oklahoma High School
over at,
football.
All right.
Bell Buckle this Sunday. Go get some of that good stuff.
And the Lee Davis Coaches Show at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. You got it.
Charter Channel 6.
Thanks for watching, folks.
Bye-bye.